20 Minutes with Mark Patterson. A snapshot of life in the Northwest.
Professor of Cybersecurity with the Ulster University at McGee, Professor Kevin Curran. Good afternoon to you, Kevin.
Good afternoon, Mark.
That's the best we've ever done the start of that. Great, now we know who you are. Kevin, walking across here, any trees down on the road? I mean, I'm serious, it's coming in like, Sam was saying it was okay coming up on the train.
Yeah, it was lovely in my drive up. In the last 45 minutes, I felt the wind is picking up.
Okay. Kevin will be with us, folks, in a wee second, just to give you more detail, picking up on Ashley there. Kevin, as I say, good to see you. Right, phones might get pricier. We kind of expect that, Kevin, right? But what does AI add to your bill?
Generally, technology gets cheaper. You get more features, but AI, the huge demand for high performance memory for AI data centers. So AI is gobbling up all the memory chips.
And the electricity.
Oh, of course that, but Micron and Samsung, for instance, two of the biggest makers of memory, have redirected their efforts to produce an AI for the graphics user, the graphics processors again used for AI. So we can expect a 30% rise in smartphones prices in 2025 or in 2026.
Isn't that handy for them? Why so, Kevin? Because as you say, bigger, better, smarter, smaller, I suppose.
Yeah, market economics. Again, the data center boom. The richest company in the world right now is Nvidia, 5 trillion. And then you take the top 10, they're all technology giants like Google and Meta, the whole lot. We've never seen an investment, a capex investment, as the trillions are putting into the data centers. Even people working at data centers are booming, their salaries have gone up. We've never seen such an expansion. Again,
I know in my lifetime, right, because I'm an age and I can afford to, I will never use ChatGPT, and I know AI will affect my life and bookings with my doctors, right? Guys like you will be needing you need to understand it and have it on your phone. Why will people like me need the phones that you're describing?
For everything, otherwise you're ignoring, you've got Einstein in your pocket. For everything. I watched the guy.
I just want Facebook, internet, bit of sport.
No, because you know, even if you have no ambition, you will be using it. You'll be using it for everything. I seen a demo last night. I always used to fantasize about me landing a commercial airline, and I'd be the hero all over the newspapers, right? So I've googled it.
But that's a waste of your life, because you're not going to do that.
I've googled that, and it's impossible for an ordinary person to land a commercial airline.
Why do you want to do that, Kevin?
Until now.
You're not a pilot, you're a professor.
Until now. I seen a demo last night of a guy who's got a professional Boeing 747 simulator. Of course, you couldn't do this in a real airplane. It guided him with every instruction, and he presumed that he had the mentality of a 14-year-old who never even sat in a plane. It landed the Boeing. It's all on video, the 58 minutes. The only thing it got wrong at the end, it didn't tell him to apply the brakes, and he went right through, in the simulator.
We had that when I was wee. When I was a kid, you got the bit of string in the box with the plane, and you tied the bit of string to the door handle, and you put the thing on the ground, and the jet plane was at the top, and you let it go, and it went zoom down the string. Well, pretty close, Kev.
I'm reevaluating my life. I'm here to tell people AI is changing the world. It's unbelievable what I'm seeing every few days. We've never seen anything like this. I'm just at the forefront of it.
Will AI fly the plane?
Yes, of course.
But then, what was the word you used when you get a glitch on AI, when it gets it wrong? Well, you're going to have a pilot Curran on board.
For the first few years, we'd have a few pilots and the thing, but everyone knows it's happening. Everyone knows, of course, but all the pilots, again, the union last year, they've come forward saying, look, it's too early, we don't want this, there should always be a pilot because blah, blah, blah can go wrong. But everything that you can think of, AI
if you were 18 now, knowing what you know now about the future, or what you suspect, you're not a prophet. Yeah. But you're pretty damn sure about this stuff. What would you do with your life? What would you want to be? You don't want to do what you're doing?
I wouldn't. Of course. I mean, I love what I do. I would drop out of everything, and I would spend every hour I have learning about AI, using the tools, testing it in certain things or whatever I've bent for, and spend all my time on AI. Because
do you not feel utterly disconnected in it? Because it doesn't exist. There's not a person in there, and it's an echo chamber in a sense. I know how creative you're getting it, but it's not populated. It's not personed.
Of course, and people will crave human to human contact in the future. Events will still happen because people will know that nothing beats being with real people. We know the difference, of course, and we will look for those things. But productivity wise, literally all of us have the smartest person who's ever existed. AI has already parsed everything that's on the internet. Every book that's ever been written, it's all been collected.
Yeah, but look at Google. AI deletes users' entire hard
Yes.
drive and issues the apology. I cannot express how sorry I am.
Yeah.
That's not even a person apologising.
I
But
know,
your man's ruined.
Yeah, it's amazing. And a guy was using AI and he wanted to delete cache, which is, the snapshot of the past things you're using. But the AI went off and deleted his entire hard drive. And then he says, did I tell you to do that? And the AI says, look, I'm very sorry. I cannot believe I did that.
You're going to feel like a writing innie, and that happens to you.
I read the longer form.
Dear
of this.
pupils, I'm sorry. You see the way we planned this term and all that stuff that you've went away and learned? It deleted it on me.
Yeah, that's why there has been you have to have oversight in AI at the moment because it's making mistakes. So you have to have knowledge of your domain. But at the end, I read the fuller original document of that, and the guy says, I wouldn't stop using AI if you shot me because it's so productive. This was just a hiccup.
Okay, so then there's all these other sides, right? So this guy, Stephen Mintz, a history professor in Texas, opened 400 essays from his students, noticed something a wee bit uncanny. The sentences were the same, the structure was the same, even the conclusions matched. And you can spot that at 100 yards. So he's saying. So he's saying AI didn't do that, but the system wasn't protected enough. But how are you meant to protect against these things, Kevin?
You have to kind of have in-class writing assessments again where people can't submit. We have to change our assessments because I'm in the belief that, again, there's not a school in Ireland who doesn't ban calculators. But when calculators came out for many years, you weren't allowed to have them in exams or seen as whatever.
You did display the knowledge in your head.
Yeah, we copped on, we moved on and realised it's a tool. AI is the same. I do not, AI in the future, I'm saying, look, there's no way I'm telling my students not to use AI.
Right, but hold on a
the minute
second.
they go into a job, every boss will want them using the most intelligent assistants.
But I know, and I can assure listeners that he is sitting in front of me here. I know that the knowledge you're saying is considered sieved through all your levels of knowledge. You've actually learned it, and you're telling us it here. You're not working with any notes. Are you happy for your students to do that other stuff and cough you up any mumbo jumbo that passes and looks and sounds real, but that they haven't an ounce about the stuff that they're meant to be learning about?
Yeah, well, that's my role. I'll come along and show them where they made the mistakes. I will show them, look, that was incorrect. You should have cross-referenced that. You should have used that tool. You should have used that.
But do they read books, Kevin?
No, students haven't read books for ages. Again, everyone's had to shorten that. You don't have the attention span anymore.
Do you read books?
I do. I read.
But you know stuff. You've natural knowledge is what I'm saying.
Yes, but it's still nothing in my head competes with having Einstein in my pocket, which AI is now. It's the smartest. It knows more than the top 10,000 smartest people who ever lived. Everything is there. It's just being able to ask the right questions of it, form your prompts correctly, and recognize when it gets things wrong and be able to double check it. So we have to teach our students to do things differently. I would not be doing my job if I was to ignore it and bury my head in the sand. No.
See, but I want to. If I'm right, I write for this program. The team writes for this program. I don't want to, go and write me a script for Kevin Curran today. I want to write it. So are you saying writing is headed for extinction?
Oh, very much. Very much. I mean, how do you know it wouldn't have done a better job? It might give you even better questions.
It doesn't. I don't want you eating my dinner. I want my dinner. You're eating my dinner if I push the button. You're Mr. AI. Give me my dinner. I want to write this.
It's a tool. I mean, we're using computer screens here. That's technology.
Okay.
We're using the internet.
Okay. Right, okay. There's so much ground to cover. Kevin, we could talk to you all day. Anyway, O2 gifts a 10 gig data boost to millions for December. See, I understand that, kind of. Yeah. That's an A level for me. But anyway, if you're on O2, you're going to get a bit more gear. Is that right?
10 gigs, but data now is so cheap. Our data usage has gone up 25% year on year. Whatever else. So O2, for anyone who pays monthly, 10 gigabytes will be automatically added onto their allowance for December.
Wow. What do you want for Christmas? More AI? More bandwidth?
No.
Honestly, come on.
I have enough. No, just time to learn more. I just want to focus my time because I'm seeing something I've never seen before. Everyone I talk to, everyone on my thing, all technical people, we just can't believe the revolutions happen. Coding now is talking. Literally, we're talking and we're describing the apps. We're saying add this and that, and it's building the most complex apps and deploying them online for us.
Star Wars stuff.
Star Wars in spoken English. A year ago, if you told me, even the phones are integrating it properly. I was watching a video last night of a guy in China, and believe it or not, there's a thing called getting people to stand in line for you. It's a real thing in China because there's so many people. So this guy, rather than going into the app, which allows you to locate someone who will come and stand in the queue for you, he just spoke to the phone. And the phone didn't have to open maps. He says, share my location and find me someone to stand in line for me. And he shows the guy coming. 10 minutes later, a guy coming to him. But the phone opened the maps in the background, figured out his location, opened up the app for finding someone to stand in line, and did it all. And he didn't have to touch his phone. We're moving to a second level of intelligence and interaction with technology. And again, the people who understand that there is no limit to what you ask, they're the ones who will get ahead.
So it's Blade Runner, right? Fabulous.
Totally.
How utterly soul-destroying. But impressive, I suppose, in equal measure.
Yes.
In a word.
Again, I mean, part of it is, but technology is scary again. The banks are closing down. Post offices are closing
Some
down.
of them aren't. I'm still a member of an actual bank that has actual people up the town, and they're great.
Yeah, well, good for you. Take photographs because, the younger generation won't believe we ever walked into banks.
Kevin wants time for Christmas to learn more. I sometimes I come away, I think about our slot for most of the rest of the week. I don't know whether to be impressed or depressed. But there you are. Kevin, thank you for joining us. The Professor of Cybersecurity at Ulster University Magee. It's Professor Kevin Curran. What do you make of that, folks? This fine, breezy Tuesday. Now, listen, on the programme yesterday, we heard that the Donegal writer Sean Beattie has released his 25th book. Can you believe that? Sean does them properly. The local detail, diligent research, no AI. Sorry, Kevin. Indeed, the fantastic Donegal Atlas is of his hand. And so I drew him on his latest collection of biographies of some of the great Donegal lives and asked Sean, is he conscious, honestly, in the eyes of many, that he has become Donegal's foremost chronicler